So Netivot Shalom Sefer Vikra Parashat Emor and page Kuf. So וידבר השם אל משה לאמור, right? So Hashem is speaking to Moshe in order to him to tell us, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת להם, right? So talk to בני ישראל, מועדי השם אשר תקראו אותם מקראי קודש, אלו הם מועדיי. So Hashem is asking Moshe to talk to בני ישראל and to tell us, these are the מועדים, right? The מועדות, the חגים, that you should read them, מקראי קודש, אלו הם מועדיי. These are the words or the how do you translate Mikrai Kodesh? These are the words of holy that you should read. These are my chagim, my holidays. ששת ימים תעשה מלאכה, וביום השביעי שבת שבתון, מקרא קודש, and so, right? So 6 days you will do your work. On the 7th day, that will be a Shabbat Shabbaton. It is מקרא קודש. Instead, we need to understand, יש להבין משמעות העניין, שנקראו השבתות והמועדים מקראי קודש. Like, what's going on? Why the Shabbases and the Yom Tov are called מקראי קודש? והלא לכאורה, it seems to be. הם מצוות ככל המצוות שבתורה, שביום הזה אסור לעשות מלאכה, ושאר המצוות המיוחדות לכל מועד בפרט. ומה נתייחדו להיקרא מקראי קודש מכל שאר המצוות שבתורה, לכן מה שהיה חלות קדושה על יום שהוא דבר שאין בו ממש. So he said, it seems to be like all the mitzvot are like mitzvot in the Torah. In that day you shouldn't do melacha. And on Pesach you're eating matzot. On Shavuot you're receiving the Torah, right? Rosh Hashanah you blow the shofar, whatever. So why is it so significant here to be called or titled Mikrai Kodesh from all the other mitzvot in the Torah?
Mikrai translate as?
Mikrai, like basically, literally, it's like the books or the words.
Or called, no?
Called, yeah. Called Kodesh, yeah. Very difficult to explain this word to English. Yeah.
So he's saying Shabbat and Yom Tov are called Vikra Kodesh.
Yeah.
And not...
But specifically, וביום השביעי, שבת שבתון, מקרא קודש.
Right. And not any of the other mitzvot.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're all מקראי קודש. You're all reading them in the Torah.
But there's no specific thing to call them Mikra Kodesh, the other mitzvot.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And also, מה שהיה חלות קדושה על יום שהוא דבר שאין בו ממש. And also, how can you say that the Kedusha is apply on a day that doesn't have really something in it, right?
What's the word chalot?
Chalut, like it's apply on it, exist on it. Like for example, if the Sanhedrin determined that Rosh Chodesh is supposed to be today, but they decided from whatever reason that it's going to be tomorrow Rosh Chodesh.
Yeah. And
then you have Pesach 14 days after. So actually they took a regular day and they make it holy. Even if it was supposed to be the day before, but Sanhedrin decided, no, we want to push everything by one day. So you took something that doesn't have any really reality in it, and suddenly you apply a Kedusha to it. ויש לומר, we can say, והנה תפקידו וייעודו של כלל ישראל הוא, ואתם תהיו לי ממלכת כהנים וגוי קדוש. Our purpose and our destiny of Israel is to be a kingdom of Kohanim, right, and a holy nation. As it says in דברים, כי עם קדוש אתה להשם אלוקיכם. You are a holy nation to Hashem. Which mean, היינו שעניין הקדושה אצל ישראל אינו בבחינת גדולות אתה מבקש, אלא זוהי מהותו של עם ישראל. Which mean, our Kedusha, it's not something that we are looking for, like a prestige or something that we can glorify ourselves with the Kedusha, but simply this is our existence, this is our reality, this is who we are. We're supposed to be Kedoshim.
How about essence?
Our essence, yeah, exactly. An essence, thank you. So, Goy Kadosh ve'am Kadosh, right, a holy nation. Man de katuv in Sefer Shmot, ואנשי קודש תהיון לי. It says, ולכאורה, now we have a question. איך תיתכן מציאות של קדושה בעולם הזה, עולם החומרי והתאווני, מקום הטומאה והקליפות והתאוות? So I said, how is it possible? That type of reality of Kedusha in this world, which is a world of material, of desires, lust, place of tuma, the shells, right, desires, ואיך המשיך האדם קדושה על עצמו בעולם הזה? הרי העולם הזה וקדושה הם תרתי דסיטרא, and it says, how is it possible that a person will bring on himself, will draw the Kedusha here in this world, because this world and Kedusha are like contradict each other. So it says, indeed, אכן הקדוש ברוך הוא הוריד לעולם הזה, מערכת שלמה של קדושה. So it said, yes, Hashem bring down to this world a complete system of קדושה. By having this system, אשר באמצעותה יכול יהודי להחזיק ביהודו להיות גוי קדוש, that we can actually hold to our purpose and be kadosh, be a holy nation with this system. And this system, a comprehensive system, which is makifa ba'olam shana v'nefesh, which is such comprehensive that this system is, remember we learned like three things, like location, location, location. So this is the world. Shana, which is timing, and nefesh, it's our soul, the person itself. And in this world, ba'olam yeshno bet mikdash, הממשיך ומשפיע קדושה בכלל ישראל, right? So the Bet HaMikdash exists in this world, and he bring the Kedusha from upper world, and he projected this Kedusha to Klal Israel, right? We learned that the windows of the Bet HaMikdash, usually at the old time when they used to build the crack, the same way that Lee has in his background, right? This is the Western Wall, the Kotel. So these type of buildings, the window was very wide in the inside, because you want to get the sun coming in and narrow from the outside. In the Bet HaMikdash, it was the opposite. It was like narrow in the inside, but go wide into the outside, because the Bet HaMikdash project the light, the spiritual light, the Kedusha. So he said, and he will bring the Kedusha to Klal Israel. שבית המקדש, וקודש הקודשים, היו מקדשים את כלל ישראל. So the Bet HaMikdash and the place where the Kohen Gadol used to enter only on Yom Kippur, קודש הקודשים, were the sanctified the כלל ישראל. ומעט מן האור דוחה חושך הרבה. ומעט מן הקדושה דוחה טומאה הרבה. So a bit from the light chase away lots of darkness, and a bit from a kedusha chase away lots of tuma. That's the location of Bet HaMikdash, right? That's the olam, the world. וכן בשנה, now the timing in the year. So all the yamim tovim, all the chagim, and the Shabbases are part of that system of Kedusha. That anyone that wants to be called to the Kedusha, he has springs of Kedusha. כל הרוצה להיקרא אל הקדושה, יש עבורו מעיינות, right? You have these springs of Kedusha. כדאית בראשית חוכמה, it says in the book, שהשבת היא שורש כל הקדושות, right? That the Shabbat is the root for all the קדושות. Right? We say in ברכת מעין שבע, on Leil Shabbat, what you call it here Friday night, right? When the Shliach Tzibur is saying, right? Then we have מעין לקדושה, מעיין לקדושה, right? How does it goes?
Wellspring.
Yeah. But how the bracha goes?
כי מקור הברכה.
Yeah, כי מקור הברכה, exactly. כי מקור הברכה, the source of קדושה, מעיין ברכות, כל ההודעות, אדון השלום, מקדש השבת, וחשבי, right? So that bracha, מעין שבע, we say over there that the Shabbat is the spring of the Kedusha, מעיין של קדושה. And a Jew that want to sanctify, he should ישאב קדושה מהשבת קודש, we should withdraw. How you say when you're taking water from a well? Right? Ishav.
Drawing out.
Drawing out, right? This is exactly what Eliezer davened to Hashem when he was sent by Abraham to find a wife for Yitzchak, right? So what did he daven for? He said, והנערה אשר תשאב, right? Shetishav, the one that will withdraw the water from the well, she is the one that for him. So here also we need to do that, but for the Kedusha from the Shabbos. And it is the same. והוא הדבר, right? כל הימים טובים, all the Yom Tov. שלכך נקרא מקראי קודש. So the Torah first started to say that מקראי קודש is the Shabbat, but also all the other ימים טובים, they are also called מקראי קודש. Why? Because they are all springs of קדושה. שכולם עיון של קדושה, המקיפים את כל השנה. Right? The whole year we have holidays. At the beginning of the year we have Rosh Hashanah, right? To crown Hashem. And then we have the Judgment Day, right? Then we have Sukkot. And then after Sukkot, half a year after, we have Pesach. And then we have Shavuot. And then we have again Harvey.
Yeah.
You're counting down when we're going to have Slichot, what, like 5.5 months from now? 5 months?
Nah, I can't count that high.
Right? So you see, this is a cycle. It's a cycle. This is how it goes. And all these Yamim Tovim, they are called Mikra Kodesh. But it says, and they are the spring of Kedusha, that they are surrounding the whole year to influence the Kedusha on a Jew that wants to sanctify. And as it says from the Maral HaKadosh Bekuven, Zechoto Agenu Shabbat Kodesh. So he said on the Shabbos, She'i techila lemikra kodesh. That's the beginning. This is the start, the Shabbat. That's the beginning. Square one. מי שרוצה להיקרא לקדושה יתחיל בשבת קודש. Anyone that wants to be called to the Kedusha, to be, Kadosh, holy, he needs to start from Shabbos. And this is the same rule, והוא הדין לכל הימים טובים. Same rule to all the other holidays that we have. So we talked about location, which is Bet HaMikdash and Kodesh HaKodashim, that influence and projecting the Kedusha on us. And now we talked about the time, right? The timing with all the Yom Tov and the Shabbat. And now we're talking about the nefesh, now our souls, right? Our self. As it says, כמאמר הכתוב, והתקדשתם והייתם קדושים, that you sanctified yourself and you become holy. And our sages says in Masechet Yuma, אדם מקדש עצמו מלמטה, מקדשים אותו מלמעלה. Right? The person needs to do the first step. If he's sanctified here in this world, then from Shamayim they will sanctify him, they will help him. אדם מקדש עצמו מעט, מקדשים אותו הרבה. We do a small step in Kedusha, from Shamayim they will help us to walk a mile. Which means, when a Jew, כאשר יהודי מתחיל להתקדש, משפיעים עליו קדושה מלמעלה עד שנהיה גוי קדוש. So when we do the first step, and this is what we want to do, then from Shamayim they will make us a holy nation. And this is a perfect system of Kedusha in the world, which is the location, Bet HaMikdash, Shana, which is the timing, right? The Shabbat and the Yom Tov, and Nefesh, that Hashem help us that we want to be Kadosh. Hashem bring the Kedusha to this lower level, right? שהוריד הקדוש ברוך הוא לעולם השפל הזה, לכל הרוצה להיקרא לקדושה. We have to do the first step. Omnam, indeed, however, or nevertheless, להשגת הקדושה צריך להקדים בתחילה אסור מרע. But if we want to achieve the קדושה, first we need to detach ourselves from the bad. ורק אחר כך עשה טוב. And only after that we can start and do the mitzvot. Why? Because as long as a person, right, לכל עוד שאדם נמצא בטומאה, הוא משוקע בחומריות ותאוות, אזי אין טמא מדבק בטהור וקדוש. So as long as a person is into the tuma, and he sink into the gashmiut and into the desire, then an impure cannot cleave to the pure. So a person needs to detach. And kedushat Shabbatos and the holy of the Shabbat, the holiness of the Shabbos and the good and the Yom Tov should not apply on him. So that's why prior to that, he needs to purify himself from the tuma, לתאר עצמו מהתuma. וזהו עניין, חייב אדם לתאר עצמו ברגל, right? So before we used to go to the Bet HaMikdash to see Hashem, right? Not literally, or to be seen by Hashem, a person should purify himself in the regel, right? Why? שכדי שתחול עליו קדושת החג, צריך שיתאר עצמו מן הטומאה קודם רגל, because prior to go to the Bet HaMikdash or to Yerushalayim, he needs to purify himself, but otherwise he could not get the קדושה. And also before Shabbos Kodesh, צריך יהודי לתאר עצמו מהטומאה. This is the reason. שמה הטיים הטובלים בערב שבת. This is the reason why many people go to the mikveh on ערב Shabbos to purify themselves. וזהו גם עניין מאמר הבעל שם טוב הקדוש זכותו הגן עלינו, on what our sages said, מת בערב שבת, סימן יפה לו. If somebody die on Erev Shabbos, it's a good sign for him. So Baal Shem Tov explained, yeah, not literally die, but שאם בערב שבת משים ידו עצמו בבחינת מת, like a Jew consider himself like he's dead, like I don't need anything from this world, I don't need a desire, I don't need to do this, I don't need that, then he's like shaking off this world from himself, שמתנער לגמרי מעולם הזה, הרי זה סימן יפה לו לקלל שבת קודש. It's a good thing for him, so now we can enter into שבת קודש. כי כל זמן שאדם דבוק לחומריות ולעולם הזה, אין הקדושה יכולה לחול עליו. As long as the person is cleaving to this world, to the material things, then the קדושה cannot dwell on him. And the same way the בית המקדש, וכן בית המקדש אשר השפיע קדושה לכלל ישראל, היה מקודם מחפר ומתאר את היהודים מכל תמותיו. So בית המקדש first was purifying us from all the tumot. As our sages said, תמיד של שחר מחפר על עבירות של לילה, ותמיד של בין ארבעים מחפר על עבירות של יום. ורק אז חלה הקדושה של בית המקדש. So we have sacrifices, קורבנות ציבור, right? Sacrifices that were at the dawn. So the sacrifice of dawn was mechaper, was an atonement for all the sin of the night before. And the sacrifice of the, how you say, the sunset or dusk. Dusk is before sunset, right? Yeah, dusk.
Yeah, no, dusk is in the morning.
The morning, so
Dawn,
what is
wait, dawn to dusk. Oh no, maybe it's before sunset. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm right. Okay, so dusk is the like before the sunset. So the sacrifice of the dusk is coming for the atonement for all the sin during the daytime. So by having these two sacrifices, only then the Kedusha from Bet HaMikdash, because the Bet HaMikdash is projecting Kedusha to the entire universe, only then it can apply or dwell on us because of these sacrifices. And this is the preparation. וזו עניין ההכנה לימים טובים. This is the preparation for the holidays, right? By a Jew, על ידי יהודי, מתאר עצמו לפני הרגל מכל החומריות והתאוות, we purify himself from all the desire that we are sinking in them, and that's an appropriate preparation for the Yom Tov. שאז היום טוב הוא לא מקרא קודש, so it's like he can be called to the Kedusha, right? מקרא קודש. Now he's called to the Kedusha, because by doing that, purifying ourselves, detaching from the bad, doing the mitzvah, purifying ourselves in the mikveh, do this preparation, מגיע באמצעותו אל הייעוד, we are reaching to our destination. You have arrived, right? של אתם תהיו לי ממלכת כהנים וגוי קדוש, ואנשי קודש תהיו לי. וכמאמר מרן מאור שדי, his rabbi, I think, זכותו יגאל אלינו, ההדה השבת, he said, או the Shabbos, וכל הימים טובים, הם זכר ליציאת מצרים, right? Every time we have a Shabbos and a Yom Tov, we always commemorate יציאת מצרים. Why? Because a Jew should remember, right? שיהודי יזכור שעליו להשתחרר ממעשה ארץ מצרים, כמבואר שזה אפשר להיכנס ליום טוב. אפשר לצאת ממצרים ולידי מטורתה. So one, yeah, we're commemorating literally the fact that we were slaves and we left Egypt, the country Egypt. But here it says, it's more on a higher level. It's not the country, it's the thing or the behavior that we're doing in Eretz Mitzrayim. Don't do what they did in Eretz Mitzrayim. Be better. And then you can...
It's a mindset.
The mindset, exactly. Very nice. Exactly. To change the mindset and to remember that we need to go out from that mindset and to be purified.
Yeah.
And this is, in said, וזוהי גם ההכנה ליום הקדוש ביותר, חג השבועות, יום קבלת התורה, right? We are marching. If you didn't count today, you need to count. By the way, if you didn't do Birkat HaLevana yet, today the skies are clear, so you can do that. It says, שכל השבע שבתות תמימות, right? So we have 7 Shabbos, the 7 weeks, right? We're counting like this 49 days. It's actually 7 multiplied by 7. They are the Sheva Nekiyim, right? They're like the days that the woman is counting during her period. They are all preparation to this days. And that's the preparation to purify ourselves from the shells and from the tuma, for the impurity and our souls. The entire nation, right, of Israel should be cleaned from the filth and to be purified from the tuma. And only after that, we can have et ha'er ve'et kadesh bekedusha shel mala, we get the kedusha from above, and to actually to arrive to the kedusha of the Chag HaShavuot and the Kabbalat Torah, receiving the Torah. And this preparation is starting in Pesach. And first, we have to detach ourselves from the bad, like we left Eretz Mitzrayim, we left the mindset. And then we can be cleaving to the Kedusha. And then we're counting every day, and every day we're climbing another step, another step, another step, another step, constantly, until we're reaching to Shavuot. And it's all coming to bring us, והכל להביא ליעוד, to our destination or purpose, של ואתם תהיו לממלכת כהנים וגוי קדוש. And it's a work. And we have to do it all year around, all year round. But Hashem gave us this system of perfect balance, free will, and Kedusha.